Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Boom Political Vigilante, folks. Bringing the truth to the citizens of Gotham. You are the best and smartest fans in the internet. That's why this is the People's Channel, folks. Please support me. I don't get any ad revenue from YouTube. They have demonetized me. Ads that play before my videos, I don't get any money from that. Isn't that great? Isn't that fun? That's democracy and freedom in action. So support what we do, folks. You can see it scrolling there below. Also, we have some live shows coming up. April 6th, we're in Venice, California. And then the end of April, we have a tour through Hawaii that I will be headlining. Maui, April 27th. Kona on the Big Island, April 28th. And Honolulu on April 29th. And then Arizona, we're coming to you in May. Phoenix, May 11th. Tucson, May 12th. Get your tickets at grahamelwood.com. So we've been covering a lot on this show, just what's been going on in Europe. And here's some footage that is just alarming. I mean, Russia just sent all these troops to just terrorize. Look at all these people right here, just terrorizing the citizens of Russia. They're just protesting the war in Ukraine. Look at it. Putin just sending his thugs to just attack these people. It's brutal. There's someone just knocked out. They just drag them off like meat. This is just awful how he treats his own people. Just horrible. A guy gets knocked down. They don't care. Just awful. Oh, wait, this is France. Sorry, this is a democratic country. France, where arrogant politicians try to lecture China and Russia when it comes to human rights, politicians that define themselves the garden of the rest of the world being a jungle. So look at this. This is just unbelievable, man. Remember, it's a fact. During a labor strike, the police will always protect the interests of business. Here's some more stuff that's going on in France. I want to show you this here. So there's this, and then look at how many people. Look at how many people. Look at that. Over 1 million people are on the streets of Paris today protesting President Macron's pension reform bill, which he undemocratically passed through parliament without a vote. Look at that. Look at that. This has been going on. Look at that. And these are the anti-NATO protests across France. Look at that. That's from Mint Press News. This is from last week. We showed you this last week. This is them burning down. People are fed up. People are fed up. What I want to point out too is America's coverage of this, right? So imagine if 1 million people were in the streets in China or Russia protesting the government. And I'm not saying the Chinese and Russian governments are just great. They have very sort of totalitarian things, laws and stuff, and treatment of their citizens. But I'm not defending China and Russia. My point is, we claim to be this big democracy, right? And we support democracy in Western Europe, and we can't let Putin, roll his evil totalitarian tanks through Western Europe. Well, look how France is treating its own citizens. Because Macron passed a pension reform bill, and he did it without the citizens' approval. He just snuck it through their parliament. And the people have had it. They've been protesting for months. I've shown you other videos of them having anti-NATO protests. Several countries in Western Europe are like, we don't want to be a part of NATO because the sanctions, they've had it, but our government talks about it a little bit, but they And then, of course, they use the same language. Oh, it was some peaceful, but then some thugs. No, that's the same language we use with our police when we make propaganda to justify police brutality. And again, if 1 million people were in the streets in China saying that we don't like this, we want our rights back, we want our pension reform back, we would be all over it. China is just brutalizing its citizens. And if China sent the military or sent its police force against its own citizens, let's go. They are knocked cold. This is unbelievable. But we contradict ourselves on a daily. We contradict ourselves on a daily. This is, and they organized a general strike. The whole country, we talked about this before, the whole country has gone on strike in France. The whole country, rail strike, everybody, teachers, everyone's just like, nope, we've had it. Imagine if we did that in America. Imagine if Americans decided to do that for Medicare for all. France is a country of, I don't know, 25, 30 million people. There's 45 million people in the state of California. And they got 1 million people on the streets. We can't even get 1 million people on the streets for anything. We can't do it. This very channel has been demonetized for over 2 years now on YouTube. I can't make any money on YouTube, which is a form of censorship. I've had community guideline violations. It's just because I call out America war machine and the military industrial complex and the bailing out of Wall Street. That makes me some sort of threat to national security because I'm against war. It's unreal. So two things. One, America's coverage of this is completely slanted. The U.S. corporate media is like completely slanted. If this was happening in France, our media, the United States media, would be going nuts. Oh, China's out of control. The government is just a bunch of thugs and Putin is beating his people if this was happening in Russia. But it's happening in France, a so-called democratic country that is one of our allies. And our police treat people this way. And every time there's a labor strike on this, and big labor, our government will send the cops out to defend labor every time. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. We are still in our 9th month of demonetization from YouTube. So support what we're doing at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. It's free to sign up, and there's a premium level at $10 a month. And for that, you get everybody on the platform's premium content. Myself, Lee Camp, Ron Placone, Jimmy Dore, Whitney Webb, Kim Iverson, Abby Martin, and many, many others. You can also support what we're doing at Venmo at Graham-Elwood and go to GrahamElwood.com. We have a PayPal button and a PO box. I also have crypto wallets, which are all in the show notes. Thanks for supporting what we do.